Out in the desert where the sky burns white, Alexandra's voice is the viewer's guide. Calm and sharp with a fearless tone, streaming the streamers all on her own. Alexandra's show, IRL News Time. She's breaking it down, every streamer's climb. She's got iced tea and a cactus view, calling out drama and the real too. No shade in sight, but she throws it right. Truth in the sun and the chat's alive. Alexandra Show, IRL News Time. Signals rough, but her insights prime. Alexandra Show, IRL News Time. Streaming the truth in real time. From the dust and heat, she's got the whoop to speed of fellow. From the dust and heat, she's got.
All right, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is, wherever in this vast world you may or may not happen to be. Welcome once more to another live stream of IRL News Time Live, exclusively over here on the IP2 Wiki Info channel. I'm your hostess, Alexandra, and I haven't streamed over here on this channel in a while, but I was thinking, I was like, the person that I want to commentate on and recap today, is it someone that I want to continue to commentate on as I'm pulling away from things pertaining to the IP2 communities, or is he someone that is going to segue over into the solid IRL news time content, right? That's what I was thinking. And I'm thinking that he's not going to segue over into the IRL news time content because really everything that this person does kind of does revolve around the IP2 community, at least as of current. If he were to branch out and do more with his music or exploring social issues pertaining to homelessness, maybe I would feel differently, but that's not the case. But there is this one particular stream that he did, and I'm talking about this guy known as IBL or Black Pill Moses or Nick. A lot of you are aware of him. If you followed the vegan verse coverage, you know him as the ex of Purple's girl. All right. So anyway, there is this stream that he did from, I believe it was early to mid-June, where he had a confrontation with law enforcement. And I have been meaning to recap this footage. I haven't had the chance to. I spoke with someone today who kind of made me think about this particular footage. And I was like, you know what? I'm in the mood to kind of listen to it right now because I'm in a very mellow state of mind, yet I'm in an active listening state of mind. I am curious about this particular clip because I saw a portion of it live, but I didn't watch the whole thing. But I do want to listen to it with fresh ears because clearly this guy, Nick, embodies a level of apparent mental illness. But I do think that he's been dealt a bad hand in life. Does he make good choices? No. He actually makes some of the dumbest decisions I think I've ever seen somebody make. But does he deserve to be targeted needlessly? No. Should he be contending with certain things that he's contending with right now in regards to his ex? No. But was he ever with her for the right reasons? No. Was she with him for the right reasons? No. Do they kind of both deserve what they're both contending with at this stage? Yes. They do. But we're going to watch this. So give me a moment to bring up the clip. What do you guys think about my new theme song? IRL News Time. I like it. Go AI music. So I guess I have the chat activated. Let's see. I have it on subscribers only mode. Yeah, you have to be a subscriber for 10 minutes if you want to participate in the chat. Do I want to put the StreamYard link up? Do I want to do that? Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm doing something a little different today. I'm doing a dual monitor streaming setup today just to kind of see how I like it. Let's see, copy. All right. I put the link into the chat. We'll pin it. And yeah. So let's look at this clip. And I'll provide my commentary as I see fit. Here we go. All right. So he was just sitting around doing what he normally does, which is not much of anything. He's kind of like a friend simulator sort of streamer. But this particular day, police approached him. Some people are saying it's because his ex has habitually called and made false reports on him. I guess it's all going to come out in the courts. I don't think either of them need to go to court. I think they both need to drop it and just get on with their damn lives. But here we go.
It's coming after me. I'm hiding in his closet. I'm gonna play it a few times. I got. You gotta get used to it and listen. You want this?
Okay, so it sounds like he's listening to some sort of a donation while he is waiting for these police to approach him. That's what it. I think that's where this clip really begins, just to give y'all a little bit of context. Yeah, I'm wearing pink today. Today I'm wearing pink. Thought it matched the background. I made a different background. Before I was in like the moon room of the Truman Show. Now I'm in like a sci-fi sort of Art Deco desert. That's kind of what it is. I like to have fun with graphics.
And then he answers. Yeah.
What? Am I under arrest?
No.
Oh, good.
All right, so straight out the gate, you know he's not under arrest, okay? He's not under arrest, but he is being approached by law enforcement. He does choose to keep streaming throughout this. This is not body cam footage. This is Nick's footage.
Can we talk to you for a sec? Is that all right?
When I got bad ears, what?
You want me to get closer?
Huh?
We just want to talk to you for a sec.
Yeah. My bad. My ears are that fucked.
Okay. All right.
Now, whether his ears are messed up or not, that is an interesting way to buy time to think if his ears aren't really bad. Say, what did you say? I couldn't hear you. That way you can think about what you're going to say.
I just wanted to check in with you. My name is Zach.
Yeah.
Are you okay to stop the live stream for me?
No, I'm definitely live streaming for my rights.
He's not going to stop live streaming. I mean, I wonder if these police already were familiar with him to an extensive degree because there's really no point in asking a live streamer to stop live streaming. Because if you're law enforcement, that's their content. They're going to stream.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I just wanted to talk about some things that have been going on. Is that all right?
Yeah. Am I getting apprehended today? Is this cuffs?
No, dude.
All right. So you guys gonna walk away after this? Doesn't really look like it with this guy here. We got BBC super soldiers here to rescue.
Now, what I want to know, just personally, when it comes to Nick, at this stage, is he being genuine or is he just putting on a show when he's talking about BBC, feeling inferior, all this kind of mess pertaining to race, eugenics, World War II, neo-Nazi sort of ideology, yet he's on the opposite side of it, supposedly. He's upset with Chad's and Stacy's and Tyrone's. What would a black Stacy be? Keisha? Would that be the right term? What's a black Stacy? Because I'm just thinking about these things. What about like a Latina Stacy? Would that be like a Maria? I don't know. But anyway, he's like another streamer who's on these damn loops. All he does is talk about the exact same thing every single day. I had a really interesting conversation today with somebody. I'm not going to say who, but I was just mentioning to this person about how it seems like a lot of streamers who you would think they would have interesting things to talk about every day. I mean, if they can't even come up with something from their own lives, they could just look at CNN and pick a topic and talk about that for the day. But they just talk about their woe is me problems over and over and over again, rehashing whatever false narrative it is that they want people to believe. And I don't understand how certain people can watch them day after day after day because it's just boring. But I mean, you watch one IBL, Black Pilt Moses, Nick stream, you kind of have watched them all. He's relocated recently from living in a tent on the beach to what appears to be a sailboat or a boat of some sort. But then there was some sort of maybe it was on the Trip Kick channel. There was some sort of a clip about the boat sinking. Did it really sink? Who knows? Who cares? But let's keep watching this because I'll be interested to see how the Nick situation finally concludes when it comes to Purple's girl and is he going to be homeless forever? Is he going to make it? Is he going to just is he going to move in with that girl, Rostoria? Is he going to do that? Because she's still vying for him. That's why she streams all the time.
Oh, man.
All right.
I just want to talk to you.
All right, cool. I'm down to talk.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. I work with our crisis team, but I also deal with kind of behavioral threat.
So I'm not really saying anything today at all that's even crisisable.
Okay.
All of today's subject matter is totally different.
I more wanted to get to know you better.
All right.
Do you know the reason why?
Claims and trying to get you guys amped up.
Maybe.
The way he says it, maybe. he needs some more cop training. You're not if you're a police officer, you're supposed to speak with a little bit more certainty than that. You know, in this instance, strangely, Nick took control of the conversation from this law enforcement officer, but it does look like he had to relocate, so I guess they got him out of that neighborhood, but I wonder what's going to happen when it comes to if he's just going to keep streaming, if he's going to somehow be able to continue his life without interference from his ex. Shit. You know, it's getting to the point to where you kind of got to choose between whether you want to have a peaceful social media life or if you want to date. Because if you date somebody and it goes wrong, there's a high likelihood they're going to take to social media. We've all done it. And cause problems for whoever it is, you know? So is it worth having social media if you're going to date? No, it's not. Is it worth dating if you're going to be super active on social media? Questionable. Let's keep going.
There was a email that was sent in. I've heard that you've been kind of posting that you're an incel and there's some allegiance to Elliot Rogers, and that kind of gains a little bit people's.
He does need to stop talking about the mass shooters, okay? This is why I say I think that even though it seems like in some ways Nick is smart, in other ways he makes such bad choices and is so stupid. Because I can see him finding the gimmick that he's using to be something that kind of pulls in a certain audience that might empathize with him or sympathize with him. But he's really pushing it when he sympathizes with people who have been mass shooters. He shouldn't do that. So I feel like he's kind of self-sabotaging by doing that, but you know. Hey Casey, how are you doing? I don't know why you would name yourself that. All right, let's keep going.
Is that fair?
Is that a crime?
No.
Yeah, I have bad genetics.
I never said that you're going
There
to
we
jail.
go.
I never said that they
Am I not going?
He's talking about having bad genetics. I mean, he's kind of reinforcing neo-Nazi ideology. Like, why is he doing that? Like, here's what I wonder if he's going to do like any day now. Is he going to like suddenly flip the script and become a Nazi or a neo-Nazi instead of what he is creating this character, which would seem like an opponent to that? Because I've been thinking he was going to do that for a while. I actually thought that it was going to be that woman, Big T, Controlla, who helped him do that. That's what I thought she was going to do. She didn't do it, but I thought she was going to.
Mental hospital either, right?
I'm just here to talk to you.
All right, Nicholas, here's the deal real quick.
Hey.
Normally you can record, but we're trying to have a real conversation with you right now, and you're just kind of being adversarial with your phone. So you're in possession of
Being adversarial with your phone. That's an interesting phrase, isn't it? Are we going to start hearing that more in the future from law enforcement when people decide to record? You're being adversarial with your phone. I'm not drunk right now. I'm actually very relaxed. But I'm not drunk. No. Today is a cannabis day, and I happen to be where it's legal. But you don't have to be in here. I think that you should go to a different chat. It sucks that you waited like a whole 10 minutes just to be able to like type one line and then automatically get banned. But that's the kind of day that you deserve to have today. Let's keep going.
Numerous open
All
containers.
right, let's just keep the audio on. What?
So you can turn this off and talk to us, or I can cite you for your weed and take your weed, and we can do all that. I don't want to do that. We just want to
They're
talk.
going to take
Can you
his
just turn it off while we
weed.
have our
Oh
conversation,
no.
please? You're being recorded. We're not violating your rights. We literally just want to talk to you.
How much is a weed citation? Because I think my rights and the ability for my people to see this might be worth paying for.
Okay, then I don't know how much it is.
Can you put the camera down?
Yeah, I'll just pay attention to you up.
Okay.
No, we already got your badge up with audio. That's all we need. Great.
I just wanted to get to
He's being adversarial with his
All right.
phone.
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you. I work primarily in the North County.
Okay.
But you gained my attention.
Thank you, Nancy.
I don't know if that's attention, but
What is
I would identify as an incel.
I like the word leper better. It doesn't really matter. You can have physical sex. It doesn't really matter. Your genetics don't change.
Okay.
Your position doesn't change. You can just be something that's manipulated. So I don't.
He sounds so just indoctrinated into whatever this mindset is that he is spewing. I don't know where he would have gotten this mindset from. I don't know why he would have the mindset that he has. It is very weird. Don't come in this studio trying to do weird stuff, people backstage. I don't want to see that crap. But anyway, he's weird. Honestly, everything revolving around the vegan verse is weird as hell. Everything. Everything on the fringes of it is weird. The central figure is weird. This whole thing with this guy Nick and what they're doing is weird. It makes me wonder. I'm not going to say what I'm wondering, but it's going to be strange to see how in the world all this concludes, because it's a very unique cast of characters, and the issues at play are very strange. It's not normal. Mm-mm.
Care about the sexual aspect of it.
Okay. All right. It's more of the ideal.
Do what?
It's more of the idea.
What is contemporary among that like community?
Yeah.
Not really. No.
No.
I'm more. It's a transhumanism, recognizing Nazi eugenics and shit like that. And wanting to
He's
separate
admitting
myself
it.
from something I.
See, I think that he's playing a very dangerous game. I think Nick is more self-aware than we're aware of. I think he does act a bit. I do think he's crazy. I do think that there's a very high likelihood that he's legitimately mentally ill. But I think someone's putting him up to a lot of this. And I feel like it's someone who initially was funding Purple's Girl, but they're starting to fund him more and more. And that's why if I were Purple's Girl, I would not keep going with this court stuff, because I think that she's in for a big surprise, because I think that there's more to this guy than meets the eye. I think he's got someone backing him who, I don't know. What their political agenda would be, I don't know. But I just don't feel like he's acting alone in what he's doing online. I just don't.
Have no future. I don't want to give my life or my body or my time to everyone else's orgy and playground. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm a biological waste here.
What I wonder, with all this talking about eugenics he's doing and how he feels like he's not a Chad, and how he's upset with Chads and Stacy's, and how he feels like he has like a small male genitalia or whatever. What I wonder is, how sexually active is this guy? When he was with Vegan, were they having routine sex? That's what I want to know. I want to know, because if they were, then why is he doesn't really have any argument. Nothing that he's saying in actuality has any validity, because he considered her to be a Stacy, even though I personally don't feel that she's ever been an authentic Stacy. No. She's as much of an authentic Stacy as he could ever be an authentic Chad. And he can't be an authentic Chad by his own definition. But by his own definition, even though he wants to label Purple's girl vegan a Stacy, she's truly not. She wants to be, but she's not. It never has been and never will be. So, Anyway, welcome to the chat, everybody. Welcome to an IP2 Wiki Info IRL News Time exclusive. We're looking at some footage that I've been meaning to review for a while. Sorry if I'm a little bit low energy. I'm just very mellow right now. And these are pretty much the only kind of streams I'm going to do going forward. Recaps, commentary, old things that I've meant to do commentaries on but haven't gotten around to doing commentaries on. I'll start reviewing. But as far as me doing any more IRL, no, because I've just been hearing too many things. Just as like a side note, there are some strange things going on in these communities right now. A lot of people are involved in some really dangerous things, criminal activity and whatnot. So before you meet any streamers, think twice. Okay? Maybe think 3 times. I don't think y'all should do it at this stage. I just don't. You know, between that one news item with that live streamer in Vegas getting killed, to a lot of streamers walking around packing heat, carrying firearms, I think people are losing their goddamn minds, which is why I decided to kind of retract a bit from a lot of things in life. And, just be careful out there. Be careful. Let's keep watching this.
I don't want anything from this. So it's not about sex. Who cares? It's about the body and your position in life. And if you're not good off in Egypt, you might as well get the fuck out of Egypt. Yeah.
Speaking of Egypt, how do you pronounce your Inus? Is it?
How do I what?
Pronounce your handle of your YouTube channel name.
I wonder if the guy thinks that he's Muslim because he's wearing all that, all the headgear. He's going to have to, I hope that he manages to somehow become a functional adult, because he can't do this crap forever. If you ever see this, Nick, you need to stop wearing the headgear. Just shave your damn head or do a buzz cut, something like that. If you want to wear a baseball cap or a beanie, do that. But the head thing, you're not Moses from the Bible. You know, if you want to be a Zoroastrianism person, if that's how you pronounce it, fine. But even the ones who really practice that way of thinking, they don't wear the head pieces or the headgear. So you can stop that now. How old is Nick? Is he like approaching 40 yet? Like, how long is he going to do this? They talk all that rah-rah on the internet, but crazy in real life. Look, at this point, there's just been a lot of weird news items lately. A lot of people have been kind of losing their minds. So, I'm just saying, when I first started following the streamers and getting involved in the streaming, people weren't taking it to the levels that they're taking it now. You know, some people say, "Oh, Alex, you take things far." From a distance, from a distance. But some of these people get really physical. So I'm just telling y'all, I would just kind of look at this streaming scene a little bit differently than it was like even like 3 years ago. And I think it's because too many people are doing it. Maybe it's too accessible. It might be that streaming is too accessible to just like everybody. That could be a part of it. So you have a certain lower class coming in who's more open to doing the crime. I don't know. I don't know. You think he takes this thing too seriously? His job too seriously as a nativity scene actor, even though it's seasonal. That's a funny way to put it. You know, hey, you know what? He shouldn't give up the headdress before we get to winter because he could live in the nativity scenes over the holidays. He won't be homeless over the holidays if he lives in the nativity scenes. Nobody would kick him out. They would think that he's a live action actor. That's funny. That's funny. That was funny. It is different, isn't it, Sharon? It's changed. I've seen a lot of the genres of entertainment change. I saw the adult industry change. I saw the independent cam girl circuit change. Now I'm seeing the IRL streaming change, you know? But seriously, right now, I don't think is a good time to be a streamer unless you know your neighborhood, you can isolate yourself, you're not going to get yourself into any trouble. You know who did a stream recently and I enjoyed their stream and I will recap it soon? Q. Metallo. He did a really good stream recently and I've been meaning to recap it, haven't gotten around to it yet. But see, I feel bad for him because he actually is the perfect personality to be a well-rounded streamer, as in including going out and about. But even he said in his neighborhood, he feels like he doesn't want to bring it that close to home. And I don't blame him because some of these people are crazy, you know? And some of these people don't let things go. And what really is freaking me out is that you got these streamers carrying guns, getting into these really intense online beefs. It's not a good mixture. Drugs, mental illness, and guns, not a good combination. And that's what we have going on within these streaming communities. So if you are a young person and you want to be a streamer, be an influencer, like a real influencer. You know, if you're a woman, cater to the females, makeup, hair. If you're a dancer, you could do the dance videos. Even if you're a guy, you could do the dance. Hell, if you're a guy, you could do the makeup videos. I see guys doing that too. But be a real influencer. You know, I'm not saying that the streamers can't be influencers. There is a crossover opportunity available. But for the most part, these people are not doing that in these communities. And they are getting themselves in trouble. So avoid danger. You know, I'm really happy I got to meet some of the streamers I got to meet. I am really happy I had some of the streaming experiences that I had. But I think I got in at the last time that it's even safe. I don't think it's safe to stream anymore. I really don't. I think it's too dangerous. Sorry. I think it's too dangerous. So do it at your own risk. I don't recommend it. Hey, Mindy, what's up?
Is it the news?
Eunice?
Eunice, I apologize.
Yeah, that's my backup channel.
Dude, that's cool. Your primary one's Black Hill Moses.
Obviously, yeah. I'm
So
sure you guys got.
identify as
Yeah, you probably have a multitude of 4 to 10 people making some some fake dimes on me.
So my concern is you and me in our conversation. Concern myself with other people. So I'm here to talk to you.
Well, he does concern himself with other people because he concerned himself with what this guy Nick's ex had to say to him. That's why I don't know if that's the same officer talking who initially said maybe, you know, in regards to having spoken to his ex. So it's just interesting. One thing I'll give these officers is that they were both very polite, from what I could see or hear, and they did let Nick speak. But I think Nick needs to. I think Nick is growing out of this because he did handle this surprisingly well, which does show a level of maturity. But once you reach a certain level of maturity, do you really want to stream anymore? Not so much.
What you and your information from you, not about other people.
Okay.
All right. I haven't talked to. You said your ex-girlfriend. Has she been calling in?
I could only assume so because I've heard from other officers that there are no local actual complaints about this subject matter. It seems to be my ex-girlfriend who knows that I've been talking about this for years and not been getting messed with by cops at all because I keep it legal. She's been making an extra effort to call you guys all the time.
Gotcha. Okay.
And
I haven't. I'm gonna be honest with you. So because I would.
People on the West Coast use the term "got you" a lot when they're in conversational exchanges. I've noticed that. I think it's an interesting argument that IBL, aka Nick, is sticking with when he's talking about the calls that he's aware of that law enforcement has received on him. I guess when he's gotten certain pieces of information, his main argument seems to be that the calls are all coming from external to that initial neighborhood sources. In other words, they're all coming from online observers, not people actually physically from that neighborhood. That's a good argument to make because theoretically, if this were to go in a certain direction within the courts, I wonder if he has an attorney. I do wonder. Because if he did have an attorney, one thing that the attorney could potentially do would be to subpoena the call records through Freedom of Information Acts of exactly who called this particular law enforcement agency in regards to him. They wouldn't even have to disclose the identities of the people who called. They could just look at the phone numbers and see if the phone numbers were local numbers or from local caller IDs, or if they were from out of state or shielded mobile numbers.
Like people to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I have not talked to your ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
We have not spoken on the phone.
I know.
Oh, okay.
I'm not accusing you if I haven't talked to her. I just know other people at the sheriff's department have.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Can we start further back? Like, where are you from initially?
Cincinnati.
Does he want like the guy? Does he want Nick's entire biography? Maybe at this point, Nick should carry a biography on him for when he contends with law enforcement. Give people a summary as to who he is. He's becoming infamous with the police, and that's not something you want. You do not want to become infamous with law enforcement. It's not cute. It's not a look that's going to take you many places in life, at least not when you're young.
Nice. Born and raised?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you have biological mom and dad out there?
Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Do they still live out there?
Yeah.
Okay. How long did you come from Cincinnati to California?
Went to Arizona a couple of years. I've been in California for about almost 2 years.
Here's a piece of advice. Avoid Arizona. Avoid Arizona. Everybody. Okay? there seems to be something wrong with Arizona on a lot of fronts, a lot of police corruption. People seem to be getting in a lot of trouble in Arizona. The weather's not really that great. It's just a desert. There's a strange kind of social element in Arizona from what I can see. I think it's a fine place to retire to, probably, but um if you want to live in that kind of a climate, I would recommend New Mexico, Nevada, Southern Utah, West California. But it just seems like a lot of bad things are happening to people in Arizona. So, maybe avoid Arizona for a while. Just a thought. Just a thought. I mean, even the streamers we've been seeing coming out of Arizona are not the most savory of characters. Avoid Arizona.
2 years. Okay. Was there a reason you came to California?
I like the palm trees. There's more shit to do here.
I like the palm
More shit to
trees.
run into. Better to be homeless.
That's fair.
Society's easier to deal with and fucking kind of mingle with and shit.
Then Arizona and Ohio.
Yeah. I don't like rednecks. Rednecks get into your business. They false accuse you a lot. They're always sniffing down your neck and shit. I don't really fuck with rednecks.
He kind of does fuck with rednecks. I mean, the more that we've seen of Purple's girl and Purple, I mean, those two, they might not have the redneck dialect, but the mentality's there. Does Nick not realize he was essentially dating a quote unquote redneck? I guess it's hard to see your own situation when you're in the midst of it, which is why it's good to get external input from time to time.
So Ohio to Arizona to California. And you've been here about 2 years. Do you have a relationship with your mom still?
I'd still talk to him, but yeah.
Are they together?
No.
They're divorced?
Yeah.
When did they get divorced?
Something when I was a little kid. I could tell they weren't meant for each other anyway.
Okay. How was that on you?
Doesn't bother me.
Doesn't?
It bothers him.
I was pretty mature about it. As a kid, I recognized what was going on. I was not really tripping out about
really?
it. I knew that they were better off divorced. It didn't trip me out.
To the men out there, if you're finding that you're not able to get yourself into a successful relationship, or if you find that you're always dating women that you perceive as quote unquote crazy, take the time to think to yourself, was I raised by a mentally ill mother? A lot of men need to ask themselves that question, because if you suspect that you were raised by a mentally ill mother and you're a male who hasn't been able to maintain a healthy relationship, most likely you were raised by a mentally ill mother and you need to get therapy for that so that you can stop being drawn to women who remind you of your mother, who are toxic or dysfunctional or abusive. And instead, you can find qualities within somebody with a healthy mindset attractive. Because what I suspect happened with Nick, I think that Purple's girl, vegan, reminds him to an extent of his mother. I've heard him speak on his mother before, alluding to her having some sort of a mental illness issue. Same goes for his ex, having alluded to that. So if that's all he grew up knowing, if Nick's if what's normal to him is a woman who exhibits signs of mental illness, until he can assess that within, come to terms with that, accept that he's drawn to that, until he can do that, he's going to consistently be in fucked up relationships with some of the most fucked up women on the planet. And same goes for a lot of you out there. I'm talking about this because I've been there, even as of recent. Hey LD, how are you doing? A lot of us have been raised in households with at least one parent who exhibits at least some traits of mental illness. And if you find that you're having a hard time getting into a healthy relationship, it's probably because you're drawn to what you consider normal, which unfortunately is something that's dysfunctional. So you got to figure out whatever that is in order to get yourself into a healthy relationship. And sometimes one of the hardest things that there is acknowledging that our parents fucked us up. That's why a lot of people are very fixated on the quote unquote bad moms club within these communities. It's because there is a mass consciousness awakening occurring right now to where a lot of people are starting to feel courageous enough and just strong enough to face who they really are and look in the mirror and say, hey, it's not all my fault. I didn't ask to be born. A lot of what I see that's not quite right here has to do with my parents having fucked me up. I'm just putting that out there because it's not always our parents who fuck us up, not always, but more often than not it is. And we live in the kind of society to where parents, mothers, fathers are often deified and unjustifiably so, completely unjustly so. And a lot of times parents are allowed to get away with not taking accountability for messing up their kids. But anyway, getting back to what I was saying, the reason that a lot of people are fixated on the quote unquote bad moms club, and there needs to be a bad dads club also in these communities, it's because people are kind of like reliving their own childhood through how they see certain parents on the internet treat their children. And it bothers people. It makes them think, well, wait a minute, something similar happened to me. Wait a minute, that kid shouldn't be dealing with that, especially not on the public stage. That's what people are feeling. So, to the parents out there who are kind of like, why is everybody in my business? I can stream all I want, how I want, and it's my kid, so I can do whatever I want with them. No, you can't. No. Not only because legally you can't, but because just from an ethical standpoint, enough people exist on this planet to where we're not going to let you. In other words, we're not going to let you subject your kids to public humiliation in effort to feed your vanity. Bad parents. Seriously. So I went off on a weird tangent there, but we're just chilling. Let's keep watching this.
Wow, pretty good. How old were you when they got
Like
divorced?
7.
Pretty self-aware. Pretty smart.
Huh?
Pretty self-aware and smart. A lot of other kids, 7 years old,
Yeah.
that would kind of mess them up. Okay. Yeah.
Mom a little bit.
Okay. Did you and Dad have a falling out, or you just kind of?
Just like my dad has a pattern of simping for blonde women, and that's what caused the divorce of my mom. And also, like, he seems to just have this pattern of having to try to. So I'm like following my grandpa's footsteps and be like, man, Dad, get that shit sorted out with this blonde woman shit.
Did you cheat on your mom?
Wow. I wonder if that's true or if he's just saying that. It sounds like I think Nick possibly could salvage himself and be okay if he found a decent therapist and wasn't trying to be a homeless nativity scene character anymore. Let's pick this up another time. How far are we into this? About 8 minutes and 21 seconds. 8 minutes and 20. Yeah, because I've been on here about an hour. I don't feel like being on here that long. But that's interesting. Let's listen a little
With a
more.
blonde woman?
Yeah, but even besides that, he's just kind of like will do anything for a blonde woman. He kind of is a little bit of a race trader.
Okay. So blonde, white woman.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I wonder, isn't he supposed to be Sicilian? What is his dad? Is his dad a white man? I would think so. I'm pretty sure that he's classified as white. Both of Nick's parents are white. I'm pretty certain. Is he just upset because his I think he's playing a role to an extent, but I think he's also drawing from some things from his actual childhood. I wonder who has the real story on Nick, because I don't think it's Purple's girl. I bet that girl Rostoria has the real story on him. He probably would have really confided in her. She has a very strange voice. She sounds like like a very bratty little kid. But she's smart. It's weird. It's really weird listening to her.
Okay, that's his kind of thing.
I'm trying to get at least 10 minutes.
Other than that, like he's like a bit of a simpleton. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom's level of cognition is kind of forgivable.
All right, can I be honest with you? I just want to be honest. Your audio's still on, right?
Yeah, I'm not even distracted by it.
Okay.
The audio's there to protect me.
Are you okay if we talk about some of your
Oh
past
yeah.
in front of other people? That doesn't bother you?
Absolutely not.
I just want to be
No, it doesn't bother him. He's a streamer. His whole stream is about himself. Some of these police officers, I think, need to have training in dealing with streamers more so because um, that's funny. The officer actually asked him, "Are you okay talking about your history with the stream going?" Of course he's okay with it.
respectful.
Thank you for asking that, but yeah.
I know, I heard that, Sharon, saying that his dad is a simpleton. He doesn't like his dad very much. That's clear. So he probably shouldn't return to Ohio. He should just he should take a break from streaming, get a regular job, save some money, get into a studio apartment, and then keep the regular job and then just in his spare time host live panels. That way he can continue with his fan base and get some donations on occasion and let that be his streaming career. Maybe just move to a different state to where you never got to encounter Purple's girl again and let that be your life. You can stream from a distance. No one has to know where you are. Get a blue screen like I obviously have. The sun's going down so you guys can see the screen more. But yeah, you don't have to deal with the in-person danger to be a streamer if you already have enough streaming under your belt. Maybe what Nick doesn't realize is that he's got so much streaming under his belt as far as having adventures, being out and about. He doesn't really need to be out and about anymore. He doesn't have to be homeless anymore. He's done enough streaming, being homeless, to where now he can get a home and just talk about being homeless. Kind of like that guy, those two twins, Eric and Mike Strokoff. Because they have an RV to live in, or sometimes they're at their parents' house, but sometimes they pretend to be homeless. That's all IBL needs to do at this stage. Nick, if you see this, go ahead and get off the streets, move in with the girlfriend, maybe move back home, get a job. Don't even stream so much. If you stream, just do the desktop kind of streams. Maybe do the power chat to where you can get the donations or your Cash App or whatever. Try to get your channel monetized. But there is something very dark about your ex. and I'm just talking to you directly, Nick, because I have a feeling you'll see this. I don't know if it's intentional within her or what, but she's got some dark energy and she brings down anybody that she touches. So I think you got lucky getting away from her. You're still not completely in the clear, but make sure you get yourself in the clear and get on with your life and disconnect from that, because she is self-destructing and you don't want to be attached to that as it happens, because people will be looking for somebody to blame and you don't want to be that person. You know, people like to scapegoat me too, and that's why I don't like talking to many people nowadays. Once in a blue moon, I will. So anyway, that's it for this live stream. We'll pick this up again another day, another time. I might stream about something else between now and when we pick this up again. But I just kind of felt like talking about this today. So I did. Um, I biologically probably can still, unless something's changed in the past year. Greg says, Alex, you can still have a baby. My mom was 46. She had Patrick, my little brother, who is 30 now. Okay. I don't want to, you know, and I'm going to tell you why. Look, unless there was like suddenly a giant population shortage and I had to help repopulate this planet, no, because I'm tired. I'm 46. I don't want to be, I don't want to have a 10-year-old when I'm like 57. No. I can't have everything in life. I'm pretty blessed. I have a lot of good stuff. But that ship has sailed. I will not be a mother. There's other people that I enjoy giving advice to, or playing big sister to or aunt to, but I don't want to play mom to anybody. I don't want to date a guy who's looking for a mommy. I don't want to be anyone's mommy. I just don't. I'm okay. But thank you for your concern. I appreciate it. It is hard when you're child free by choice, because sometimes the world sees you in a certain way that's not exactly accurate. Sometimes you feel a certain way, even though you shouldn't. But that's life. You can't have everything, but you can have a lot of things. So, anyway, everyone, take care. Oh, let's read Gold Girl's comment before we go, because Gold Girl has been busy lately. Gold Girl has been making the rounds. She's moderator places. She's coming up in the chat. Gold Girl is rising in the ranks. Gold Girl says, I think Nick is intelligent and plays the little dick Nick show for show. I think so too. I do hope one day he lives a healthy, normal life. I hope he does too. I think I got him wrong on some levels, but I also think I got him right on some levels. I don't want to communicate with him or be friends with him, but it's a weird situation he's in, and it's going to be interesting to see how it concludes. But we'll touch on it every now and then, because I don't want to cover Purple's Girl. I don't want to deal with that. But there are some interesting side stories from the vegan verse that I'm going to cover on occasion. So that's how we'll do it. So anyway, everyone take care. I think we've watched enough of this for today. Sorry if this was a little bit of a low energy stream, but I'm ready to go. The sun's going down. You can tell because you can see my blue screen. The chroma key isn't perfect anymore because my lighting has changed. My lighting has shifted. But anyway, everyone take care. I'm going to end this with my new little theme song, and have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
Out in the desert where the sky burns white, Alexandra's voice is the viewer's guide. Common and sharp with a fearless tone, streaming the streamers all on her own. Alexandra's show, IRL News Time. She's breaking it down, every streamer's climb. Alexandra's show, IRL News Time. Hot takes hotter than the desert shine. She's got iced tea and a cactus view, calling out drama when the real two. No shade in sight, but she throws it right. Truth in the sun and the chat's alive. Alexandra Show, IRL News Time. Signals rough, but her insights prime. Alexandra Show, IRL News Time. Streaming the truth in real time. From the dusty